Welcome everybody, my name is BeamNG.drive and welcome to BeamNG.drive. This is an endurance strength test map where I am going to be driving various vanilla, just base game vehicles around the map and kind of just beating the crap out of them and seeing how long they can survive for. Oops, I kind of messed that up a little bit. Let's get that back. Let's reset that. So there's going to be a couple rules where so I have to drive it as fast, the vehicle as fast as it physically can without obviously to slow down, I'll use the brakes and stuff like that, but for the most part, I'm not going to do that. Another thing is too is if the car can't go above 20 miles an hour, if it's still driving, if I don't kill it first, it will be considered dead, and then I will um, put down how far it went from there. And so there will be a leaderboard for all these vehicles that I'm going to be testing. So this is going to be over the span of a few episodes, or videos, I should say. And maybe if you guys like the videos, then maybe after I test the various base game cars, I'll move on to modded cars. And so this will be kind of like our benchmark. And reset. All right, let's test this out here. Now I know that I've taken a break from YouTube for I think it's been 3 years now. I just haven't really had the time to. But I used to do mobile uploads from doing mobile games, but now this is going to be PC based. Gonna just play a bunch of PC games. I mainly do car games like BeamNG.drive, Automation, Forza, stuff like that. But if you guys want me to do different games or play different games, just kind of let me know down in the comments, and maybe I'll take a look at your suggestions and maybe we can do that. But I used to be known as Envious Horse 135, but I've changed my name to what it is now, Demon Red Hawk. And basically, I play car games, as I've already mentioned. I also do kind of I like to play like indie games and puzzle games along those lines. But so if you guys want me to play games like that, just let me know. I'll probably for now only do like one upload a week, or maybe like a couple short videos and stuff like that. It'll honestly depend, because since school's starting up again and I do a bunch of various sports and stuff like that, but gaming is definitely one of my favorite pastimes. And so the thing with this is, say I flip over, or I get stuck, I can use the node grabber to get myself unstuck or flip myself back over, but any of the damages that lead from that will have to stay. Because this is it's kind of like a luck thing with this, but ooh, that was kind of a rough hit. Any suspension damage? Doesn't look like it yet, but basically, one thing that's definitely gonna affect the cars in this is if I keep continually bashing the front end in and the radiator gets damaged. That's probably what's gonna end up killing a lot of the stronger vehicles. Is definitely probably gonna be not radiation damage, radiator damage, therefore leading to the car overheating and completely blowing up the engine. Or I can just completely break the drive shaft or just completely destroy the engine. But with the drivetrain, definitely the all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicles have an advantage, because since they have two drive shafts, so say if one breaks, they'll still have one other one to drive. Whereas front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive engines only have one drive shaft, so if that breaks, it's kind of game over for them. Another thing is too is if I do happen to lose a wheel and I'm still able to drive above 20 miles an hour, I will still keep going. But my goal is kind of just to drive this thing as long as I can into the ground. But definitely let me know what you guys think of this. hoping you guys enjoy these videos. Each video is probably going to contain about 5-6 different cars. Oof. I'd say this car can probably last about 3-ish laps before it just completely dies. So far, nothing really too major. Oof. That tailgate, I'm hoping doesn't get stuck in the wheels. Now I am noticing a little bit of steering damage, which isn't... Oop, is that front... Yeah, that front wheel is definitely a little turned in a little bit. But, it's still driving, it's still going. But, like I said, this is kind of like, a benchmark, just to kind of see how far these cars can really take a beating. Oh boy, this is... Uh-oh. Alright, now I can reverse, definitely. Definitely starting to see some more internal damage in terms of steering. It's getting a little bit difficult to control them. Watch out for that gate. Now, if you want a link to the map, I'll probably put it down in the description, or I might forget, but if I do, just let me know. I'll also be doing live streaming hopefully soon on Twitch, where I will do like live automation building and stuff like that, or just kind of like messing around with BeamNG.drive mods and stuff like that, or just playing games you guys suggest to me. But surprised on how well this car is doing. Still going pretty strong for it being the kind of like the base model benchmark test. Oh boy. Oof. Now, that definitely hurt the car a little bit. Now, honestly, I am surprised. Oh, exhaust damage, that's kind of nothing. So now I'm just going to grab the node grabber, just kind of flip it back over. Another thing is, too, is if, say, like, one of the body parts gets stuck into the, like, a part gets stuck in, like, the wheels or something and makes me not able to drive, I can use the node grabber to pull it out. Even though it might damage it, I'm not gonna reset it for it. Anything that happens is what happens, and you only get one try. Ooh, that was really close. You only get one try at this. This is kind of this, like, one and done thing for each vehicle. There's no resets. Definitely some of these cars are gonna struggle a little bit, especially the lower ground clearance cars that we're gonna show later on. Maybe not in this episode. This is probably just gonna be like base series, or it's like different variants of the D. Oh, that was kind of a mess up. Can I get over 20 is the question. I can. It's still driving. Oh, yeah. Well, roll it out. So that's gonna be it for the base D series. We got 4.3 miles out of that. Let's move on to the next vehicle. So here we have the D35 Pig. Hopefully this one should last way longer than the base D15 series. At least I would hope so. But let's go. Now, this one is definitely a lot slower because it's meant for like rock crawling and stuff like that. Don't mind my inability to say words. But this one should definitely be able to take jumps and abuse easier. Let me switch it into realistic so I can make sure it doesn't like stall out and stuff like that and make it go faster. Just to give it just kind of like that extra speed, because definitely the game does not know how to shift. And definitely the slower cars might have a little bit of struggles on some of the objects, but hopefully this should last a decent bit. And maybe if you guys want, I can try to find an off-road endurance map where it's just where I'll do just off-road vehicles and see how that does. Because I'll definitely be doing this definitely like cars like the Corvette, the Pessima, and like the Sunburst and stuff like that, where you might have a little bit of difficulty on it, on like say like this area and stuff like that, but shouldn't be too bad. So far, I see basically no damage whatsoever. Definitely what killed the other truck was probably the suspension was starting to collapse, and then that definitely that driver error when I smashed it into the wall. That was not smart on my part in the slightest. Now, probably, I'm gonna be doing like maybe, I don't know, maybe like 10, 12-ish episodes or videos. I don't know why I keep saying episodes. This is Netflix. This is YouTube. Hopefully, depending on how much you guys like this, will depend on how many videos I do. I hope you guys do enjoy this. I want to try to make good content for people to enjoy. Now I'm gonna try my best not to swear, because I do tend to slip up. But if I do, I'll probably just edit it out or bleep it, because I'm gonna try to stay family friendly. That way, little kids' moms don't get mad at me for swearing with just the game. But I'll probably, like I said, probably do maybe 1 or 2 uploads a week. Probably end up doing it like on Saturdays and stuff like that, or maybe if I have time, I'll record stuff. But now that football is starting up this week, it's probably gonna be a little bit more difficult, and then soon school itself will start up, which will limit my time even more to recording or just playing games in general. But it's how I live. I love playing football. It's definitely been in my family for a long time, and football is kind of just like my passion. I also do skiing in the winter time. I compete for the school that I go to. Skiing is definitely another favorite thing I like to do. Then probably another thing that's going to limit my time even more is definitely work, because since I am old enough to have a job, and I definitely like to have money, which is how I was able to get this PC that I have, because I have to work for everything that I want, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but this means that I actually have to devote my time to making money, which is not something that a lot of parents, in my opinion anyways, teach their kids to do. But this truck is doing super well. Honestly, I think what's just gonna kill this is driver error. At this point, like, there is almost no damage to this car whatsoever. I say that as I kind of just damaged the front end a little bit. Oh. Whoops. Let's just fix that real quick. Good. There we go. And we're off again. But definitely, if this map seems to be too easy for most of the cars, I will probably end up switching to a different map. I'll just have to find one. But this map is definitely pretty cool. Definitely these cars can take a beating, that's for sure. Well, I mean, it is kind of a rock-crawling truck, so didn't know what else to expect from it. But we're about to complete lap 2. On to lap 3. I mean, as long as nothing super bad happens, I think we should be set for this car. I think there is no doubt in my mind that this car, this pig, can not do better than the D15, because this thing is just kind of a beast. Then up next we'll have the D15 off-road. That's kind of my plan. This video is probably just gonna be going through all the uh-oh. That's not good at all. Let's just that's a little I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Thing is, can I keep driving? This hurts. This hurts me a little bit. This hurts, to be completely honest, because this truck was doing so well. And then I messed up. Oh my god. Now, I think I take back what I say, or what I said, because this thing, can it even turn left? That's neutral. This thing is not doing well. Oh, turn. Don't lose the wheel. Honestly, I think losing the wheel might help in this case. But if I can't, maybe I'll lose the wheel soon. Oh, I don't even think I can't turn. Wait, can I turn now? Can I turn? This is as far as it turns left, because that's as much as I can turn left. My control. Uh-oh, and that's off the map we go. I think it's done. Well, massive driver error on my part, but nothing we can do about it. We don't get redos. That's kind of how this is gonna work. But let's go on to the next vehicle. So here we have the D15 off-road variant, and I just looked, and so the D15 base just barely beat the D35 Pig by 0.1 miles, and that honestly kind of disappoints me. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Let's get back out. So, I don't know how well this is gonna do. Hoping it does well, but I don't know. I mean, I thought, honestly, depending on how well I can drive this thing, definitely is a lot faster than the Pig, which might help it getting over the jumps, but but that's definitely not what killed the Pig. That was driver error, which was not pretty by any means. Now, another thing is, too, with some of these off-road cars, a lot of them have, like, transfer cases and stuff like that. I'm not going to mess with any of that stuff, because it's kind of just not really necessary to mess around with, because there isn't anything that these cars shouldn't be able to handle with this course without having to mess around with any of the, settings. Like, I'm keeping it in high gear, obviously. I'm not gonna lock the diffs. I'm not gonna disconnect the transfer case. None of that stuff. And like, if we do something with modded cars later on, if they have nitrous, I'm not gonna initiate that, unless obviously that should be if you want me to do something like that. But honestly, I see no need to. Now this part is definitely gonna. Oh. Well then. That did not go nearly as well as I would hope it would. That hill is probably going to kill most of these cars that I'm going to show for you guys. Like, as I did with this. It didn't even make it a full lap. It only made 1.2 miles. A good solid 3 miles lower than the past two cars that I just showed you. But honestly, kind of disappointing. But let's move on to the next one. So here we have the D15 pre-runner. Unlike the last one with the off-road car, that hill might not kill this car. I don't know, but there's only one way to find out, so let's go. Now, this car definitely has really good suspension. Definitely has a lot of body roll. And is also rear-wheel drive compared to the other cars where they were four-wheel drive. But nothing... we don't know. We'll see what can stop this one. Then we will probably have one more car for this episode, or yeah, I'd say that. And then next episode we'll move on to the roamers. And so there's a lot of these base model vanilla cars have a lot of variants. Where with this one, where it has I believe 72, there's no need to really go through every one of them because a lot of them have just like slight differences. Like I'll only do like major differences, like if it like completely changes the body, engine, stuff like that. Like obviously if it's the same truck with just a different engine, then I'm not gonna do that. But like it has like a rock crawler variant, definitely be doing the base variant. But oh jeez. This is... front end's definitely a little banged up. A little bit of steering damage, but these jumps should be fine for the pre-runner. Shouldn't be too bad. But who knows? Anything could happen. I could just eat my words in the next second. Who knows? Alright, moment of truth of this hill. See if it kills yet another truck. Nope, it has survived. Oh, it collapsed my suspension, which is definitely not good. Well, it definitely hinders my ability to steer, but it's also not going to be fun to drive either. Oof, this hurts. I don't like that. It doesn't look good in the slightest. Oh, can I turn? Ooh, uh-oh. That's... drive through the trees? No, let's not drive through the trees. Might not be a good idea. So, basically, this car, see how far I can go with this massively collapsed suspension. It still can go over 20 miles an hour, so I'm not going to consider it dead. I don't think it's going to last more than this next lap. I think if we even make it to that hill again, I think it's going to be this vehicle's demise. If not this, but we'll see. But since this is rear-wheel drive, the drive shaft breaks. It's done for. Now, what I have noticed is that with these D-series is that none of them have really started to overheat, or the radiator hasn't really broken yet. Turning left is an issue. That's for sure. Now this is oh, uh-oh. Ooh. That was a close one. It's definitely a slidey car. I'm guessing it has an estimate of 500 horsepower. With my knowledge of pre-runners, which isn't a lot. I definitely know a lot more about old muscle cars or JDM cars is kind of my specialty in terms of the real world, because since I had a passion for cars, which is obviously why I play a lot of car games, especially ones like this where the physics is really good and the visual damage, whereas a lot of other car games are just kind of like I definitely like free roam car games. This is definitely one of my favorites because of how well the bodies get damaged and how like physical damage works in this game, and the amount of mods that the whole community puts in, have everyone enjoy for it, especially for what it is. Like I think I bought it. I think it's only $20 on Steam, which is really cheap for how well this game is made. But like, it doesn't have like, I mean, it has really good graphics, but it's not like super like hyper realistic as say like Forza. Because we all know that they have super good graphics for what they are. Same with like Need for Speed, but they don't come anywhere close in comparison to how well this game is created with damage and stuff like that. How like the suspension works and stuff like that. Like it's unbeatable in my opinion. But each game has their strong points. I also did. Ooh, are we gonna survive this hill? Indeed, we will. Now I don't know how I've managed to keep this out from the trees with this. Wait, did I fix my suspension? How is my suspension fixed? How does? Ooh, never mind. I ate my own words. Another thing too is that this left wheel does not turn. Uh oh. Ooh, that. Oh, there goes another fake headlight. Come on, turn. Yeah, there you go. So the last car on this list will be the Rock Racer D15 variant. Probably will do just as good as the other ones. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't, except if we had another unfortunate mishap, like with the off-road variant. That was definitely preventable, but it's how this is gonna work. Ooh, that's a nice wheelie. This thing is it's doing well for it having some massively collapsed suspension and it not being able to turn left super well. Like, ooh, save it. Nope, I couldn't save it. Let's flip it back over. Grab the wheel. Come on. Come on, flip over. There we go. And we'll get back to it. Now, another thing is to probably, for the most part, run these all with manual, so that way I can control how it shifts. Mainly because sometimes the game doesn't like to shift the cars, and you'll just kind of just like stay in the gear, and then it kind of just like overheat the engine and kind of kill it, which I don't want to do. Oh boy. Alright, let's go. Come on. Let's go, pre-owner. You got this. Now, another thing with these videos too, I'll probably do collab videos with my buddy oh my gosh, I cannot speak today. Sam Variety Films. He's a good buddy of mine. He does a lot of videos. He likes to play games like Geometry Dash and Terraria, which is what I used to upload back when I played mobile. So I'll probably end up doing a couple of those too, here and now and then. Another thing is too, when I did do mobile uploads, definitely wasn't good quality at all. But now, be able to put out much more quality videos and honestly good content, because I have much more variety to pick from in terms of games. This thing is starting to struggle. Hasn't gotten me really any internal damage yet, but this steering is definitely getting to me. Probably should have shifted a while ago, but I didn't decide to do it. Oh boy. That's a rough roll. Now, either I must have accidentally clicked reset, but it's definitely gone farther than the other cars. I don't know why it should be about almost 6 miles at this point, because of how because since this is the third lap and each is about 2 miles each lap, so we'll see. Maybe it is accurate. but these fenders are kind of hanging on by threads at this point. Definitely this suspension damage is a little rough. Now, with this particular series, I do take inspiration from a much bigger creator than I am, by the name of Fail Race. I've been watching him for years, and he also does this, but with a different map called Ultimate Endurance Test. But I don't want to be a complete copycat of him, because I'm not that kind of person. So I'm kind of just doing my own spin on it. So this is definitely the farthest any car has gone so far, but there's probably going to be a lot of cars where it's just going to like almost seem like forever that's going to travel, because of how well they are built. But I don't know how much longer this is going to survive for. If I can actually get it to turn. Don't want to call it just yet. It's still fully running. It just needed to get it unstuck. I'm just kind of waiting until I end up making a mistake and completely killing this car, which is kind of been the reason why all the other cars have died before, except for the off-road one. That was not my fault. I will not take blame for that one. That was pure... how do I put it? Maybe this... probably the way that the car hit the ground. But maybe this thing can get 4 laps, who knows? Oh. But don't know how long it's going to last with this flat suspension. Definitely an issue with it. Or maybe the drive shaft will break, or maybe I'll just run out of gas, maybe if we go that long. Ooh. I just completely tore the right side of this car off. Thing's hanging on my threads here. One of these turns is gonna kill me at this point. Come on, you got this turn. There you go. Now, if I do modded cars, I will try to find a link in them for them, and I'll put them in the description for those videos if you guys want me to. But definitely, if you like this content, leave a like, subscribe if you really want to. It doesn't affect me any if you don't, but we greatly appreciate it. It's definite. I'm not trying to be the next PewDiePie or anything like that, but subscribers are definitely a cool thing to have, especially for small channels like me, who hasn't really gotten a lot of anything, but oh boy. This suspension is not doing too hot, that's for sure. Is he gonna go 4 laps, or is he gonna die? Who knows? But definitely a lot of this is based on driver's luck. Like, if I was playing on keyboard and mouse, which I very possibly could be if I really wanted to, this car would already be dead. But it's much easier to do this on a controller. Oh boy, that was definitely rough. Alright, let's flip this car back over. Just grab my mouse there. Go back to it. Oh no, I lost a fire extinguisher. Now we can't put out non-existent fires that we have in this vehicle. Now I don't know if this suspension has gotten any worse or Like that. Sorry about that. Or did I... Is my suspension more collapsed? This car is definitely in rough shape. But as I was saying, my brother kind of just walked in, didn't really know. So, sorry about... Uh-oh. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I mean, at least it was the... Ooh, that's definitely a rough-looking tire. But, honestly, it would have been better if it just, like, disappeared instead of just deflating. But that's not a pretty-looking tire. Ah. Can I even go forward? Not well. This car... Oh. Uh-oh. Can I get this unstuck? I don't know. But I don't know if, yeah, I'm not really super familiar with this node grabber yet. I've only been playing for a little bit. Yeah, I think this might be dead. Because, this car is not doing too well, or not looking so hot. Well, I got it up, but this car is not moving. This car's dead. So it made it 7.7 miles, and let's move on to the last car. So here we have the final car for this video. This is the D15 Rock Racer. So let's just get right to it. Now this is also four-wheel drive, like the first three. Forgot to put it into manual. That was my bad. I definitely think suspension is going to be another issue with this vehicle because of how much suspension drop this car has. Like, this isn't really meant for straight line speed. It's kind of just rock crawling, but I mean, anything could happen. But the pre-runner definitely put on a good show. Very impressed by it, especially with that suspension damage. But the bridge was just too much for it. Now I'm hoping that this vehicle also goes a decent while, so I can set this more content for you guys to watch. But this is definitely going to be probably about 5 cars per episode, depending on how far each car goes. So, it handles jumps perfectly. No issues. But will it handle the massive destruction hill, we'll call it? Hang on here, let's get that. Now this is an instance where I'm going to use the node grabber to pull a piece out of the wheel, because I wasn't able to drive. But, looks a little funky. Wheels are definitely the killers of most cars, it seems like. But like I said earlier with the one take thing, this is all one take. There's no pre-testing or anything. It's kind of this grab a car and go. Kind of just, it's an experiment for me because I haven't really done anything like this before. This is completely new setup. I've never had a PC before. Never recorded on a PC, anything like that. So it's all new to me. I'll get better as time goes on, obviously. I hope so. And the content will get better and better as time goes on. But here's one lap. A little bit of steering damage, not anything major. No suspension collapsing yet. But I'm a bit tired. I'm really hoping that you guys are gonna like this series. Really hope I can make more videos that you guys like. And if you guys really do like my content, show it to your friends, show it to your family, show it to this. And if you really want, want to do collaborations, just let me know, and we can try to make something work if you want. Totally up for that kind of stuff, but definitely got to get more followers first for that. Now this channel is it's all run by me. If there's any editing, I do that. Uploading is done by me. Recording is obviously done by me. Run my own show. Always been kind of like that. Very independent person. Now this is, oh jeez. This is handling that. We'll call it the destruction. Let's call it that. That'll be the name for it. Handle it like it was nothing. Now we'll head to the lumber yard. Ow. That hurt. So far we've almost made it about 2 laps. Uh-oh. That was massive driver error. I should have slowed down. I don't think I can turn. Can I go above 20? Barely hit 20. I think I'm gonna have to call it. Don't want to. I kind of want to see how far this thing can really go, but rules are kind of rules, and can't even go above 20. So I think we'll call it. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Another thing I forgot to mention is the leaderboard, which I said I would show. So here is the leaderboard of all the 5 cars, and later on in the series, the cars that will be showcased will be added to the list, and they will be ranked among these cars. So this is the rankings from today's video, and now this is actually goodbye, so see ya.